here right on time. I wouldn't have taken that Russell trade. I would have taken the gold trade. All right, let me get the questions out.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Bert.
What's going on?
Not much. Yeah, man. Let me.
Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful weather down here. It's like up in Chicago now. All right. It's not. Today's the 4th day of May. Monday, the 4th day of May, 2015. All right. So the ES is going right into a weekly trading zone, so I can't take the Russell long here as much as I want to. Gold is putting in the lower swing, needs to pull back. Crude oil doesn't have anything that we can trade. Soybeans. We almost have something on beans. And the euro is starting to pull back. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late. I was right here. Just didn't realize what time it was. All right. Okay, on the soybeans, we pulled back up and tested the BBC. If we get a down close on this, we'll short it. 68 and a quarter is the high, 67 and a quarter will be the low. So a down close there, 67 and a quarter on the soybeans, we'll short. Let's see, on the euro, 1180 is the high, 1176 would be the low. So a down close there, 1176 would be a short on the euro. Okay, we'll do that too. Is there something wrong with the Russell charts, Dave? I don't think so. I don't know. There's a weekly trading zone right here. What did you think was wrong with them, Dave? I mean, they look to be in sync and everything. Everything looks to be okay. 87.8, where's gold? Here it is. Oh, okay. Oh, they might have been scrolled the wrong way. Okay, the soybeans closed up, not down. 68.50 is the high now. 67.50 would be the low, but I don't think I'm going to take that 67.50 because the cycle's going flat right at the bias line. Okay. Now the ES is above its weekly trading zone, but the Russell's approaching the zone now. I don't know what's happening here with crude oil. All right, the gold. And gold is starting to pull back a little. All right, on the euro, we're looking for that down close at 1176. Okay. The Russell's going to get up to the weekly trading zone up here at 1230. If we could get into it at 29.2 or lower, and it's not going to happen on this bar. Oh, it could. No, it couldn't. All right. And the slingshot and soybeans. Are you on the end contract? Down close here on gold at 87.4 would be a short trade. Okay, we're looking for the down close over here on the euro. Looking for the down close here on gold. Crude had some good pre-market movement here. All right, there's the down close on the euro. Okay. Now we're looking for four-ticks profit or a close below the MA1 on that euro. Almost got to the 4. Come on, get down there. There it is. 4 ticks profit. It should get down below 1170 right now. Okay. We're in at 76. Goal for the day would be actually right there, 68. Alright, the Russell made it up to the zone as we expected it to. The gold is also dropping here. Okay, stop to break even on the gold. $11.76 was the down close right here on the euro. And we're flat break even on the gold. The Russell did go up to the zone and now it's inside it. That's our trend line on the crude. Okay, and we're flat with a tick on the euro. Oops. What am I doing? That's what I meant. Okay, on the crude, a down close of this bar at 66 is a momentum short trade on the crude. Okay, it's a momentum short trade. I don't want to do that. 8 ticks risk. It's a momentum trade, so as soon as we get stop into it, as soon as we get profit into it, we move the stop to break even, okay? I should have probably already done it. On the Russell, we're pulling back after that big run up through the weekly trading zone. And up close on this bar at 32.1 would be a long trade on the Russell. Okay, and up close on the current bar at 32.1 would be a long trade on the Russell. Alright, never mind, it closed down. So now, oops. Get a low of 31.7, we'll have a high, still a high of 32.1. So now close at 32.1 again would be a long trade on the Russell. Okay, gold didn't put in a lower swing. Our momentum trade on the crude, I should have been out of it when it got to 64, but oh, now a minute. And we need the up close over here at 32.1 on the Russell. Okay. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, cancel the Russell. Cancel the Russell. Thanks, Frank. Look at that cycle. Go right down against us there. Thanks. Yeah, the euro should go down from here. All right. Is yours still way off, Jim? The cycle's still off on the Russell. We still can't take a trade here. Okay. So there's not a lot of follow through right here. And you're on the end contract. And you have a 4-tick range. No, just remove the slingshot and put another one on. Unless you change something in it. The 6E was the close below the trend line, Dave. Well, it had a lower low right here. The momentum short had a lower low. You could have probably taken it again from up here if you wanted to, David. Okay, if it's a momentum trade, you can still take the pullback. The momentum trade gave a couple of ticks, and then it pulled back. I should have had my stop at break even as soon as I had profit in it, and I didn't. See, over here we need to put in a lower swing though. Over here on the euro. The ES is about to set up a long trade too. On the soybeans, I'd like to see a close above 72. Okay, a close above 72 before I look for a long trade here. This bar closing up would do it. We have factory orders. It could be. It could be, right? Where'd they went out? I saw them. They went out at 8:15 a.m. Oh no, that was you asking about them. Maybe they didn't go up. Yeah, they did. They went out at 10 last night. Rick. Alright, so for people who are in here who don't really know what the heck I'm doing, I will go over the trade setups in a little while, okay? I want there to be enough action for me to get my goal for the day, and I still have not done that. There was one point where I had a gold trade open and a euro trade open, and if I'd have closed both trades where they were, I'd have had my goal for the day. I messed up this crude trade. I should have been out of that one at break even. I lost 8 ticks on it, but we'll get it back. All right, so the soybeans, did they close up above 72? No, they closed at 72. That's not good enough, guys. We're not trending on the soybeans. Okay. Factory orders in 10. Yeah, factory orders at 10. At 12:25, FOMC member Evans speaks. Loan officer survey is tentative. I don't know. So factory orders is our real only news event. Okay, on the ES, this up close right here at 11.75 was the spot to get long. It's closed up above the MA1, so your stop should be a break even already. I'm not in that. happened at 9 to cause gold to go crazy? No, Marianne, I do not know. I don't see anything at 9. And made a pretty nice move up there. Huh? Could have gotten in right there. And right there. Momentum trade right here. Yeah, now we're probably going to be stuck with a lot of the sideways most of the morning session. That's what happens after a big move up. Alright, are we trending with the Russell? Because if we are, then we could be long right here. Yeah, we could be long the Russell at 1232. I'm trying 32.1. If it gets up to 32.4 like that, then I gotta take my order off. Okay. The spot was right here off the BBC. I'll use this as an example later when I go over the trade setups. Okay, on the soybeans, an up close at 73 would put in a new swing high. Oh crap! Sorry, I missed that. 32.4 right there on the Russell was a spot. On the soybeans, an up close at 33 would be a new swing high. It would also be a new high of the day. And it would be a momentum long trade. Okay, we didn't put in a higher swing here on the Russell this time. Hey, Lance. You can ask questions anytime, Lance. Ask them anytime, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Okay?
Good morning.
Hey, Dwayne.
Hey, Bert. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good.
That's good.
Is Michael's audio out or charts out or something?
Oh, no, I'm talking the whole time.
No, he's here.
Oh,
I was talking the whole time. I said good morning. 71.75 up to 72.75 on the soybeans. 71.75 up to 72.75 on the soybeans. And Matthew, no, we don't do that. The reference, the numbers that you're saying, like the 137s, the 164s, the 128s, those are actually reference numbers to workshops, so you can go actually watch those workshops. And Lance, you can ask questions anytime, and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. This up close right here at 58.78 on crude is a long trade. Okay. Sure, my stop is 8 ticks away. This up close off the BBC right here is a long trade. What we anticipate is that the green line is going to turn up and get up into the cycle here. Okay, when it does, we should put in a higher swing. We should be up above 58.87. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Right now, the ES is going up into a weekly trading zone, so we can't look at long trades on the Russell. Still looking for this up close here on the soybeans. And the euro finally broke down, but now it needs to pull back and give us a little bit of something to work with. Okay. We need an up close over here on the crude. Yeah, we want 4 ticks profit or close above the MA1. Right now, if this bar closes up, we'll move our stop to break even. 79, or if it pops up to 83. There, stop to break even on the crude. Now the Russell is going long, but the ES has a weekly trading zone up above, I believe. Yeah, it does. I'm locking 4 ticks on this crude because it went up and it hit the dynamic resistance right there. All right. Okay. These are all proprietary, and they're not what you think. That's okay. I put that trend line there. The ES is going up into weekly trading zone, so I'm not going to trade the Russell long here. Yeah, ES zone is at 18.19. Oh, well, okay. Well, then I will go long here. I would have gone long there at 34.4 right there. That up close. Why do I have this zone looking thing? Are you sure, Jason? No, I guess a whole bunch of you guys said there's no zone until way up there. Let me get that off of there then. Alright, because it was just another long trade right here on the Russell. Okay, and another one there. And a momentum one right there at the very end. Soybeans closed down, not up, so there's no trade over there. Well, it's not that there's no trade. It's just that now it's got to close above this trend line. Cycle's going down too steep on the Russell. On the euro, let's look over here on the euro. 1167 down to 1163 on the euro. 1168 down to 1164 on the euro. Okay, look for a down close there at 1164 on the euro. Okay, that would be a momentum short trade on the euro. Alright, factory orders just came out. It's a medium impact. Soybeans, and up close on the soybeans would be a long trade. 69.75 up to 70.75 on the soybeans. 69.75 up to 70.75 on the beans. And over here on the euros, 11.68 down to 11.64. 11.64 would be a momentum short trade. No, they're range bars. They're range bars, Lance. Every bar is the same height. They're all 4 ticks in height. They're all 4 tick range bars. Alright, on the crude, got a high of 58.78. We're going to have a low of 58.74. Down close of 58.74 would be a short trade on the crude. Actually, right there at 58.75 would be a short trade on the crude. Okay. And stop at break even. Stop at +3. Crude should probably get down here to 63. I'm in at 75. Stop at +6. There it goes. And I took 10. Okay, and I'm still looking for the down close over there on the euro too. And the crude is setting up another trade. Okay. This up close here on soybeans is a long trade too. It's 70.50. Okay. Long 70.75 on the soybeans. Still looking for the down close over here on the euro. We didn't get the down close on the euro. We got an up close. And let's see, on the ES, the cycle's going down too steep. Nothing on gold, nothing on crude. I mean, nothing on the Russell. Crude needs to close below the trend line. That would be a momentum short trade if we would close below that trend line. Okay. It still hasn't closed below the trend line. 61 down to 57. 57 would be a momentum short trade now. 62 down to 58 would be a momentum short trade on the crude. $62 down to 58 would be a momentum short trade on the crude. Okay. And on the euro, 66 down to 62 on the euro would be a momentum short trade as well. We need one more tick here to move our stop to break even on the soybeans. And there goes the euro. Alright, I'm going to lock in a couple of ticks profit there on the euro. Alright, I just went flat with 4 ticks on the euro. That's the goal for the day. And there. The Russell is pulling back. It's going to give a long trade, a long opportunity in here. I'm going to do the calculation for the goal for the day here in just a minute. Okay, it's 6 trades. How many minutes? 35 minutes. And 5 euro. It's 62.50 plus 61, 22.50. Alright, I missed the long trade over here while I was doing that on the Russell. There was a long trade right in there. We're still long here on the soybeans. Okay. They didn't go 4 ticks yet. And we need them to go 4 ticks into profit. Or close on the other side of the MA1 to move the stop to break even. Gold. Let's see, on the gold.
Howard, I just forwarded you the email I sent you last night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
All right. So, on crude, we need to
Got the
close below
incorrect
this
date on
trend
it,
line right here.
but
We need to
the
close
email
below
went
this
out at
trend.
the right time.
58.65 down to 58.66 down to 58.62 on the crude. 58.66 down to, no, 58. 68 down to 64 is not going to be low enough. Okay. Over here on the euro, we did put in a lower swing. It's pulling back now. So we might have another opportunity over there. Here on the Russell, we did not put in a higher swing. Okay. Yeah, I'd already sent that to Howard too.
Did you not receive it, Howard? Howard?
No, is he even here? No, he's not even here. All right. So on the euro, we now have 1166 down to 1162 on the euro. Would be a short trade. 67 down to 63. I'm still waiting for these soybeans to make a move here. What we anticipate with the soybeans, whenever you have the green line diverging from the cycle portion of the slingshot like it is, you anticipate that the green line is going to get up into the cycle, and when it does, it should continue the trend, which in this case means get a higher swing, a close above 72.75. That's what should happen. Okay, over here on the euro again, 1167 is the high. We'd be looking for a down close at 1163, and we'd look to go short on a down close at 1163. Okay. I don't know which workshop, but I think it actually has a description next to it. But it's a long time ago. Years ago, Marianne. Definitely in the double digits, workshop numbers. Like in the first 25 or 50. Alright, now the soybeans are just about up. We got the down close on the euro, and the soybeans are just about up to where they needed to be. Got to go one more tick to move my stop to break even. And I am now short 1163 on the euro. Okay. So I'm looking for 4 ticks profit or a close on the other side of the MA1 on both of these. Right? Yeah. All right, there's 4 ticks profit on the on the S&P. So stop to break even on the S&P. And now we're waiting for the euro. Stop to +1 tick on the S&P. The euro needs to get here to 59. Back here on the Russell, this is what the trend line looks like right now, tentatively, what the trend line looks like. Okay. On the euro, we're anticipating this green line will get down into the cycle, just like it's going up into the cycle over here on the soybeans right now. 35.4 on the Russell would be a short trade right there. Okay, that would be a momentum short trade at 35.4. Which means as soon as you get any profit in it, you gotta move your stop to break even. Okay, like already. There. Now stop to break even on it. Stop to +1. Alright, now stop to break even on the euro. Okay, I'm out of the Russell with 1. And it looks like I'm going to be out of the euro. Nope, not quite. I'm out of the Russell with 1. All right, 36.2 is the high on this. 35.8 would be the low on the Russell. 36.2 is the high. 35.8 would be the low on the Russell. Now 35.9. 35.9 would be okay if the cycle stays red. After I close out these trades, like the Euro one just closed out, I break even. After I close out these trades, I'll go over the trade setups, okay? Oh, that stinks, David. But you know the trades roll over, so if you didn't use all 10 trades on Friday, then you still have more trades to use for today. Okay, 35.9 down to 35.5 on the Russell. The down close at 35.5 on the Russell would be a short trade. Oops. Okay, now 36.1 down to 35.7. Forget it. Black step line's crossing up, and we're going to get taken out with one tick on this soybean trade after all that. Maybe not. Maybe it'll still work out. Okay, so yep, one tick on the soybean trade after all that. All right, so let me go through the trade setups, okay? Because I know we got people in here who are on the trial and would probably want to see what the rules are to everything that I'm doing. Am I right? Anybody in here on the trial? I know there should be a bunch. Okay, whatever you type in, the only people who can see it are me, Dwayne, and Bert. All right, so Lance, are you still in here? Okay, all right, let me bring up the actual trade rules. And we can go over them. Okay, I had said earlier I was going to use that for my example trade. It was this one right here. Okay, so the puzzle pieces are the MA1, which is the red and blue line here on price, the black step line, which is up here on price, and the BBC, which is right here on price. BBC is the green line. It stands for bull bear cross. Black step line is this little black line that steps up and down. And the MA1 is this red and blue line right here. Down here inside the slingshot, for right now, for the folks who are on the trial, all you care about is the cycle portion, which is the red and blue one, and the green line, which is really called the S1 fast, but I just refer to it as the green line. Okay. All right, so here are the steps, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step 1, the MA1 crosses the BBC. For a long trade, it's going to cross above it. For a short trade, it's going to cross below, but it crosses the BBC right here. Step 2, price pulls at least one tick away from the BBC after the cross. What that means is you have to have a closed bar, like this bar, not that one, this bar right here, that's at least one tick away from the BBC. All right, the bar, this bar, or this bar, or this one, or this one, or this one would have done it. All right. The third step is price pulls back and actually touches the BBC like it did right here. Okay, it touches the BBC and then it closes up in this case because we're looking for a long trade. So it closes up. All right. Now, down here, we have the two things we're looking for down here are the cycle, which is the red and blue portion, to be blue and to be above the green line. All right, to be blue and above the green line. So you get your up close there, your blue and above the green line here, your entry is on the up close. Right here the up close was at 1232. So, you know, I would get in at 1232 or 1232.1 right in there. If it pulled back right away, like it looks like this one might have done, I might have gotten in at 1231.9, depending how I entered the trade. Okay. Now, my risk management is really aggressive. I look for a close on the other side of the MA1, which happened right here on this bar, or 4 ticks profit, whichever happens first. Now, we're using range bars, all right, 4 tick range bars, so every bar is the same height. I use an 8 tick stop on every trade. It's not an 8 tick stop because of any dollar value. It's an 8 tick stop because it's 2 bar lengths. Okay, so with that, we move the stop to break even after we get 4 ticks profit or close above the MA1. And then we expect it's going to put in a higher swing. That means close above the swing high right prior to the entry. All right, which it did right here. Once it does that, you can look to do it again, which we did, which we could have done right there. Then I expect it to put in a swing high, which means close above the swing, which got us into the entry. This one didn't close above it until over here, so I wasn't looking to go long on this one right here. All right, once it closed above it there, then we encounter the other type of trade that we have. Rules for using a trend line when the BBC is not touched on the pullback and or the cycle is the wrong color. Well, we had both of those going on here. Okay, it pulled back a little bit, but it didn't hit the BBC, and down here the cycle is the wrong color. You see? So what do we do then? Well, you draw a trend line starting at the top of the wick if it has a wick, or use the corner of the body if it's just got a body. You draw a trend line down the wicks if you have wicks, or down the corners of the body like this corner right here, if that's what you have. Down here the positioning has to be right, but the color of the slingshot, the color of the cycle does not have to be right. The position has to be right though. To go long, the cycle's got to be above the green line. To go short, the cycle's got to be below the green line. Okay? The confirmation is the close above the trend line right here. That's the confirmation. I think it just happened here on gold. It did. Right here and right there. If I were to draw a trend line down like that, and then draw another trend line down like that, you look down here, the cycle is above the green line. You got your up close above the trend line right there. Again, the cycle is above the green line. You got your up close above the trend line right there. Okay. The risk management is a little different on this type of trade. Well, actually, this one too, because your entry is already on the other side of the MA1 on both of these. So as soon as you get profit in it, you move your stop to break even, because you've already met the requirement for moving the stop to break even. Okay, you see right here it's pulling back like this. Now this bar's got a low of 91.2. If 91.2 remains the low, then I know 91.6 will be the high. So I can right now put a buy stop on right there at 91.7. If we get an up close at 91.6, I'll get entered in at 91.7, hopefully. Okay, that's why we use range bars, because I can tell where the bars, if it's going to go up, see it just went down one more tick. So move that down one more tick. Now it's 91, the high is going to be at 91.4. 91.4 is not going to be high enough. Okay. The low is at 91, add 4 ticks, 91.4 is right there. That's not going to be above my trend line. So from 91.4 up to 91.8, that would be high enough. So I can put a buy stop at 91.9 right now, figuring 2 bar lengths up. Okay. And we'll see how it plays out. All right. It could just keep going down right here and go all the way down to the BBC, bounce off the BBC. That's it. Those are the rules for the trades that I do in here. Okay. There are other trades, like right here, we just bounced off the BBC. So we could have gotten long right there at 36.3 on the Russell, right there. Step 1 is the cross, step 2 is a pull away, step 3 it pulls back and hits it and closes up. Step 4, look down here, cycle is blue and it's above the green line. So your entry would have been right here at 36.3. Okay, you anticipate the green line is going to get up into the cycle, put in a higher swing, and then do it again. If it does not get up into the cycle, then you have topping action. Okay. Took a 1 tick profit on that soybean trade, right? Alright, so you see the gold is dropping down, and the cycle's starting to go down a little bit with it. I'm going to take my order off for right now, and we'll wait and see what it's going to do. The trend line's still in play. As long as the cycle is not going against me at 45 degrees or greater, then I can still look for that trend line, close above the trend line. You see how it's going down the corner of the body right there? On the gold. If you don't have a wick, you use the corner of the body. Okay, now it's hit the BBC. So we're not going to move the trend line anymore. We're just going to wait and see what it does here. Oops. Alright, so the Russell just put in a higher swing, and now an up close of this bar, 37.0, 37.9, up to 37.3. 36.9 up to 37.3. 37.3 would be a long trade if we got an up close there on the Russell. Okay, that'd be a momentum long trade. My buy stops at 37.4. There it is. So we're in at 37.4. It's a momentum long trade, so as soon as we get any profit in it, we're going to move our stop to break even. It's a momentum trade because the entry was already on the other side of the MA1. Okay, 90.3 to 90.7, from 90.7 to 91.1. So this one, we can put a buy stop there at 91.2. See, as soon as I get any profit in this, I'm going to throw my stop at break even on this Russell, assuming I'm going to get profit in it. Alright, the gold kept going down. I got to focus on this Russell because it's an active trade right now. I should have had my stop. I think I should have had my stop at break even already on that Russell. I'm just going to extend the gold. 90.5 up to 90.9 on the gold. 90.9 would be a long trade. Okay. Isn't the cycle too steep on gold? You know what? I can't even see the cycle. It's borderline right there. If this bar closes down, then I would take the order off. Okay. It's right there on the edge. You know what? I'll just take it off anyway. Why risk it? See how the cycle's going down at 45-degree angles? There we go. Stop to break even on the Russell. Now stop to +5. 6. Come on, keep going. Oh, 6. All right. So that was the whole thing there on the Russell. Okay. Entry to exit. Trade management, the whole thing. The cycle is pretty steep over here on the gold. You see, if the cycle's going against you at a 45-degree angle or greater, you don't want to take that trade. And right here it is. What'll probably happen here, Tonelli, is it'll probably make some move up, but it won't put in a higher swing. Okay. See, if we would have entered here, 90.7, our stop would be a break even right now. So we'll see if we would have just gotten a break even trade out of that. All right. And there it is. We would have just gotten a break even trade out of it. All right, we've got a lower swing in place on the euro. Okay, we don't have a higher swing in place on the on the soybeans. The Russell, I'm sorry I missed this, but it just gave a momentum long trade right here, 38.6. It's already gone a little bit in profit. Okay, so what is a trend trade? A trend trade is any trade that we do in here, really. They're all trend trades. A trend trade is a trade that depends on you having a higher swing in place before you take it. Okay. And what you anticipate, because a trend trade entry is on a pullback, what you anticipate is that it's going to continue the trend and put in a higher swing. Okay, that's what you anticipate. All right, so we're an hour into it right now, guys, and currently we're +5 on the euro, +6 on crude, +7 on the Russell, and +1 on soybeans. That's where we stand. Crude is about to give another short trade right here, I think. All right, this down close right here on crude would be a short trade, 58.65. Okay. 58.65 short crude. We need 4 ticks profit or a close below the MA1 to move the stop to break even. Okay. Uh-oh. Starting to go the wrong way on us there. Still just need, we want to see the green line turn down and get down into the cycle here. Okay, that's what we anticipate. Green line is going to turn down and get down into the cycle. And right here, if this bar closes down, that would be a 137B. 137B short, along with a regular trend trade short. Okay, that's what we want to see on this bar right here. It's got a high of 66. It'll have a low of 62. So a down close there at 62 would be a short trade. And if it gets down to 61, I can move my stop to break even. Take my risk off the trade. Okay, that's what we're looking for. You see this over here on the gold, Tonelli? I said it'll probably go up and hit this level right here, but not put in a higher swing. That's exactly what it did. I put in the double top. So this is topping action right over here. It needs to close above right here. Uh-oh. Let's make sure our stop's in the right place. It is. Okay. We have a red YBR over here. That's good. We have dynamic resistance right there. If we get a down close on this bar on the crude, it should still work out. If we get an up close, yep, like that, and then we're toast. And we're toast. Okay. So we shorted right there. And we stopped out right there. All right. When will I post today's recording? You mean the recording of the live trading room? Well, I don't know. When do you want to post it? I haven't posted a recording of the live trading room in a long time. It takes a long time to do all that.
Is there something particular or special that you would like to see from today's live trading room? Because we can cover it right now. We can show you exactly what it is you're trying to learn.
I mean, what I can do right now is stop the recording right here, so it's not a huge thing, and then I can, you know, as soon as the live trading room is done, I can convert the recording and get this one up there.
What sort of issues are you having with your entry? Let me just say to everyone who is here, whether you're partner, client, or on a trial, the purpose of the live trading room every morning is not simply for Michael to rattle off trades and for everybody to try to copy the trade. This is supposed to be a learning environment where you, on a free trial or as a client or partner, the goal is that you learn how to trade. You watch Michael, and then you ask questions about what he does. He will answer those questions to the very best of his ability, with the long game being that in the process, you yourself actually learn how to trade. If you're on a 5-day trial, the end game is that at the end of 5 days, you'll have gained enough information by watching Michael, downloading the platform, and installing the indicators that at the end of 5 days, you'll have a good idea of whether or not this is something that you're actually capable of doing. Okay? So in that spirit, don't be hesitant to type into the chat box. Don't be hesitant to ask questions. Remember, we're not here to watch Michael trade and try to copy his trades. We want you to become guru-free for the rest of your life. Someone sent me an email last night. They were at the Q&A session where we talked about the E-mini mastermind group and a lot of other things. I was joking with someone about retirement. They sent a legitimate question. They said, well, hey, you know, I really like what I heard, but what if you do retire? Then what do I do? Well, when that day comes, you just keep right on trucking, because you become your own guru. You know how to spot the trade setup as it's coming together. You know when to execute, how to execute to the tick. So let's address your question, Dave. when you say you're still struggling with the entry, what about the entry don't you understand? There's two trades here in the morning session. Pull back, there's the bullish cross, price pulls away, price pulls back to physically touch, up close, you enter on the open of the next candle. Momentum trade, draw a trend line, close above or below the trend line, you buy or sell the open of the next candle. It's really that simple. But it's only that simple once you see it in your mind's eye, once you fully comprehend it. So I'm glad you asked the question. Now let's get you an answer from Michael.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to anticipate it. Like, I mean, the reason we use range bars is so we can anticipate where things are going to be. Like when I draw a trend line, I say, okay, if the up closes at 64, that's not going to be high enough. Then I just add 4 ticks onto it. Okay. Well, I can, hang on, see, I have an order on right here right now. I'm waiting to get long. Right here on crude. And I just did. Okay, I'm long at 72 on crude. And I knew it was going to close up there at 71 because I knew where the bottom was. Okay, and I know it's only 4 ticks per bar, so I knew exactly where it was going to close if the bottom stayed where it was. So I had my order waiting here at 58.72. Okay, is that the part? Is it placed in the order? As far as the higher swings go and all that stuff, you know, these are trend trades that I'm doing in here. If you're doing the 137s and, you know, the inverted 137s and the 164s and the 128s, those can be counter trend as well. So you don't need the higher swing for those. But for the ones in here, you got to have a higher swing. Okay, then you got to have the higher swing in place, or the lower swing, whatever the case may be. You know, we have the 2 trades that we do in here. You know, we've been doing the same 2 trades for years. For years, we haven't changed them. You know, and I know you've seen this before, but for the people that are on the trial, this is November crude from 2013 when I made this picture, and we had been doing it for a while before then. You know, for a whole year. Yeah, the entry was actually 71, and I had my buy stop at 72. But sometimes it's going to slip you. You know, sometimes you're just going to get that slippage. It happens to all of us. Yeah, the instruction sheet doesn't talk about the swing high. When I made it, I wanted to minimize the number of rules that we put on here. Just know that you're always going to be taking trend trades, so you got to be trending before you take one of these trades. So when you know, a lot of times, like especially first thing in the morning when I first sit down, because usually when I first sit down I haven't looked at the markets yet, and I'll see a trade set up, and then I'll expand it a little bit and say, okay, are we trending on that? And if we are, I'll say good. If we're not, I'll say I'm going to wait till we trend. Especially on gold this morning after the big run up that they had at 9 a.m. on gold. No, I really wanted to make sure we were trending before we traded the gold. Because usually
during last night's Q&A session webinar, in the second hour, we do some work in that area about a leg and a retrace and a leg and a retrace and a leg and a retrace until we don't get the leg. And that's the first heads up that the market is either A, going for deeper retracement, or B, it's the beginning of a reversal. And we pointed out exactly how to know, how to nail it to the tick, to the minute when the market has made the reversal, because we don't try to catch tops or bottoms, but we can know when we have our bullish or bearish cross on the 4-tick range who is now officially in charge of that market. Which market are you working right now, Michael?
Right now, I have a long trade going in soybeans. I'm sorry, I have a long trade going in crude oil, and I'm waiting for the Russell to close down.
Okay, sellers are firmly in control of that market. If you can move your DOM to the left just a 10,
Right here.
right there. You see where that cross is, where that bearish cross is? At that exact time and that exact price, sellers took control of that market. It can be argued they took control of it sooner, but that's when we have our official stamp of confirmation. That's when we say, okay, now we're looking for short trades.
Okay. Hang on, let me move my trend line. Cancel my order because it's not there yet. Trending is when the market goes like this. Let me see if I can do this with a pencil. Pen. Why is it not staying? I hate it that it doesn't do that. Let's try this. Nope, that's not staying either. Alright, then I'll just do it with regular lines. Trending is when the market goes like this. Okay, we're about to stop out on that crude trade, it looks like. You see what this is? Higher highs and higher lows. That is a trend. Okay, higher highs and higher lows is a trend. So that's an uptrend. Lower highs and lower lows is a downtrend. If it's not trending, like right here in gold, let's just blow this up. Right here in gold, we don't have higher highs and we don't have lower lows. So we're not trending right here. Okay, so I would want to see gold break out above this level or below this level. Okay, we want to have lower lows and lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows, and we don't have either of those right now. We knew when the cycle started going down at a 45-degree angle a few minutes ago, right in here, that it was likely not going to put in a higher swing. Okay, and I said that. I said we may get a move up here, up to this level, but it won't put in a higher swing. And then it'll just be choppy, and this would be topping action. And that's exactly what it was. Okay, I stopped out of the crude. Crude is my nemesis today. I've been back and forth on it. I had -8 to -4 to +6 to -2, now to -10 on crude. Yeah, it's more than that, David. Because you can have, in a sideways market, like this one right here, we had the MA1 cross below the BBC right there, but we're still not trending. Okay. Right down here, you had a cross right there, but it wasn't trending. Cross down, but it wasn't trending. Cross back up, but it wasn't trending. It wasn't trending until up here. Okay. See right here, these wicks, it needed to get up above right there. And right here it started to trend. And once it started to trend, you started to get into an area where you could trade a couple of times in there. That is it. Dang, soybeans. Look at them go. Alright. Yeah, they are more than that, David. Okay. Well, the soybeans had a big move up from our entry back here. It just got choppy for a while there and took us out before the move up. But now it's starting to pull back a little bit. Les, did you make it in here? Let's see.
I've been working with Les through the chat app
Through
on
the
the
chat.
website.
Okay, all right. All right. The up close right in here was a momentum trade long on soybeans. I'm not in it. It's pulled back. Can draw a trend line on it now. All right, and up close above that trend line. I would wait for a down close, actually. Here on the Russell right now, we're trading below the BBC with a bullish divergence. That usually indicates a cycle reset. So what's likely to happen is we'll get a bigger move down, drag the cycle down. We'll have more short trades. Still not trending on the gold. Crude oil's made a move down. It needs to pull back, give us an opportunity to enter. And we are now getting our bullish cross right here on the euro. Okay. Yes, David, you have to be. You know that. We've been doing this a while. All right. On crude oil here, guys. On crude. That is our trend line. Okay, so we need to down close at 58.49. A down close at 58.49 on crude. Now 58.50. Now it's not going to be on that bar. Okay, we can short crude right here at 58.53. What we anticipate is that the green line is going to turn down, get down into the cycle, and when it does, we'll put in a lower swing. Okay, that's what we anticipate here with crude oil. So 4 ticks profit, or close below the MA1, and I'll move the stop to break even. Okay, so from 53, it's got to get down to 49 right here. On the soybeans, if I fix this trend line, like that. 77 up to 78 on the soybeans. So an up close at 78 on the soybeans would be a long trade. Gold is still not trending. And the Russell is not trending. Okay. All right, there's the up close on the soybeans. Okay, that is a momentum long trade. So as soon as there's any profit in it, you should throw your stop at break even, like that. Okay, and the crude is starting to come around. All right, we're out at break even on the soybeans. And now we're waiting on the crude oil. We want to see the green line turn down and get down into the cycle here. That's what we want to see. Okay. The Russell finally put in a lower swing. Looks like it's going down to a weekly trading zone down here at 31. That's what it looks like. The Euro's got a higher swing in place and it's starting to pull back a little bit. Still nothing on the gold. All right, on the Euro, an up close of this bar over here at 70 would be a momentum long trade. 70 on the Euro. Okay, there it is on the Euro. That's a momentum long trade. So what that means is as soon as you get any profit in the trade, you got to move your stop to break even. Okay. Russell cycle has gone flat right here at the bias line, so I'm not going to go for that. And it looks like we stopped out again on crude oil. Man, crude is just killing me today. short there and stopped out there. Yeah, well that's that. It just takes a little while, David, before everything starts to slow down for you. Just takes a little while. Ooh, currently I'm in the red after that last crude stop up. I just stopped out 3 times in a row in crude. 1, 2, 3. Would I have taken that last crude trade? You were doing... I don't know what that means. Pat, I can decipher up to the last crude trade. But it was a down close below the trend line right here. So it was a valid trade. Gold is starting to get out of that range.
Would you have taken that trade if you were doing partner trades?
Is
You gotta
that
fill in the vowels. You have to buy a vowel.
I gotta buy Oh yeah, the R is not there. That's what's not working. He's got no R's in his words. If I was doing the partner trades, there wouldn't have been a partner trade here. There would have been a partner trade long right here. There would have been a long trade, partner trade. Because it takes a long time to do them, Chris, and we don't know how many people actually even use them. All right. Yeah, not that bad, Bart. All right, guys. Currently, I'm +5 on the euro, -18 on crude, +7 on the Russell, and +1 on soybeans. So that's 75, 145, minus 35. Okay, so it's 11. It's 11 o'clock. I just got to get a couple of wins in place here, and we'll be just fine. All right. So on the soybeans, 76.75 up to 77.75 would be a long trade. Okay. Let me fix this trend line over here. Okay, the euro's starting to move up again. there's the up close on the soybeans, 77.75. Looking for the green line to get up into the cycle and price to get up above 78.75. Okay. So we need 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1 on that. Move the stop to break even. Alright, Lance. So the trend line I just drew on soybeans becomes a support line for looking to go long. The trend line that I drew on soybeans is the level that I want to see it close above. Okay, for it to go long. So right here is where you would go long, 77.75. Like that. 8 ticks risk on every trade. As soon as I get 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1, I move the stop to break even. All right, it wants to get up here to 980. But we haven't had 4 ticks profit or a close above the MA1 yet. So as soon as it ticks on 78.75, I'll take my risk off the trade. All right, but I think we'll have our close above the MA1 before then. So I might take my risk off the trade before then. But Lance, right over here on crude oil now. See, we have a new swing high because we've pulled back. We closed down on that bar. So I can start drawing a trend line, but I can't finish the trend line until this bar is done. This bar has to close. Then I can finish the trend line. Okay? April 30th, that's not right. Friday the 1st. Okay, now over here, I can draw the trend line, make sure it goes down the corner of the body. This bar's got a low of 79, it's going to have a high of 83. It would be an up close above the MA1, so that up close above the MA1 right there is a momentum long trade. Okay, and what that means is as soon as you get profit into the trade, you should move your stop to break even. Okay, I got in at 82 on a pullback a little bit right there, and now my stop is at break even. Stop is at +1. And so we're in the soybeans, and we need to get in the euro too at 1166. Okay. I'm trying to fill on the euro at 1167, but I haven't filled yet. We're just about where we need to be over here to put our stop to break even on the soybeans. And on the crude, my stop's at +1 tick. Okay. And we'll on the euro at 1167. We're out the crude with the 1 tick. And now we're in the euro and soybeans here. Okay, and the Russell's about to give us a long trade too. Okay. 34.8 is low, 35.2 will be the high. Now 35.2 is not going to be a close above the trend line. All right, well now 34.5 up to 34.9, that'll be right on the trend line. So I would look for 35.3 right now. Add 8 to this. $34.3 plus 8. Alright, the crude, I missed it. It was right in here. Oh, it might have actually been lower. Yeah, right here on the crude at 83. Okay, 35.1 right there on the Russell. The up close ended up being right there at 35.1 on the Russell. Okay. And now on the euro, stock can go to break even on that because it just went up and it hit 71, I thought. Okay, so we're flat the euro. Waiting on the soybeans, and the Russell, the up close right here at 35.1 was a spot to get long. It went up to 35.3 and now it's pulled back a little bit. Okay, so let me mark this euro break-even trade. Where the heck did I get in on that? Right there. It's right there. I think that's what I did. That's what I should have done. Oh no, I didn't do that. That's not what I did. I did over here. To over there. Okay. So we're in the soybeans now. Still. Waiting on the soybeans. The crude did not put in a higher swing. The Russell did not go any higher either. So the only live trade we have right now is the soybean. The Russell had a spot right there. Robert. It depends, Robert, it depends on how many decimal points there are. Remember, the number of zeros that go before the 0.25 is the number of digits after the decimal point minus 1. Okay. On the crude, the entry would have been right here at 58.83, but now it's got to close above 58.89. Okay, before I'll do that again. Before I'll go in that direction again. Because I just missed the whole thing, Lance. It had happened and then it started pulling back and I saw the black bar. So I had missed the entry right there, but then I saw the black bar, so I just let it go. Gold is dropping. Why don't I short the Russell Doji after it closed below the trend line? Okay, sorry, I read the question wrong. It was actually a long trade right here, not a short. Right. Whoa. I don't know what just happened there. Hang on, my charts are doing something funky. All right. Yeah, I think my charts are back to normal now. Let me go back to the questions. Should the value on TC be 0.25 even though the tick value is 0.1 or 0.01? I just do it by the number of decimal points. The number of digits after the decimal point. If it's got 2 after the decimal point, it should be 0.025. If it's got 1, it should be 0.25. Okay, Tanelli. Yes, Robert, in just a minute. Dave, what if there is a bounce off BBC on crude now? Would you take it because there was not a previous swing high? No, I would not take it because we didn't put in a swing high. I don't understand your question, Tanelli, I don't think. Okay, and I'll expand crude a little bit, but wait, I think we have a gold trade setting up here.
Tanelli, when do you want to get together for a mentoring session? Do you want to do that this afternoon?
Okay, 88.6 is the high on this, 88.2 will be the low.
What time zone are you on? In?
$88.7 down to $88.3 on the gold.
Now, if it's partner trades you want to discuss, you should have the session with Michael. If it's anything else, then you and I will just meet in a private. You're on Eastern? Okay. This afternoon, send me an email, support@cfrn.net, so I know that I have your exact email address. And I'll send you an email that has a time and a link to log into a private go-to meeting.
Eastern +7.
Okay. Well, when you send me the email, let me know what time is good for you. Eastern time, East Coast time, New York City time. Okay. And then I'll send you back an email that has a link to meet up at that time.
All right. All right, so we're still in the soybean trade. It's not looking good over there right now. The Russell just pulled back up and hit its BBC at 33.7. All right, so we down close off 33.7, which would close down at 33.3. Would be a short trade on the Russell. Crude oil. Let's draw a trend line. Oh, crude didn't put in a higher swing, so never mind about the crude. The Russell's bouncing off the BBC. The gold has a down close below the trend line. So the gold has a short trade here at 88.3. And the Russell closed up, not down, but if this bar closes down at 33.6, that would still be a short trade on the Russell. Okay. $88.3 is a spot to short the gold. And 33.6 would be the spot to short the Russell. Make sure my stop's in the right place. It is. All right, guys. It is 11:19. We are running out of time in here. There's the down close on the Russell. Stop to break even on that. Lock in a couple of ticks. 5. And the gold is starting to move down. Stop to break even on the gold. I got 5 locked in on the Russell. 2 locked in on the gold. And I'm flat the Russell. And I'm flat the gold. All right. So we wait. We need a higher swing on the crude oil. We don't have that yet. Now we need a lower swing on the gold and a lower swing on the Russell. We need a higher swing on the euro, and we're still waiting for the soybeans to do something here. I really think the soybeans want to move up. They want to get up here to 78, 75 anyway. And I think more will open up as it goes up, but I'm gonna wait and see. We got just a few more minutes left in here. Alright, we now get a higher swing over there on crude. So if we get an opportunity here on crude, we'll be able to go long. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Still loading. There we go. Alright. Alright, so on crude, we now have a low of 95, we'll have a high of 99. So an up close there at 58.99 on crude would be a long trade. Alright, that's changed on the crude. Now it's 93 up to 97. Okay, and up close there at 97 on crude would be a long trade. Okay, on crude we didn't close up, we closed down. So move the trend line over. Now we're going from 91 up to 95. I'm not sure that 95 would be high enough. Oh, the cycle's going down way too steep on the crude. Forget it. Forget it. Look at the cycle going down here. Forget the crude trade. Alright, now it's time to do the spreadsheet, guys. Here is our spreadsheet. Now, for the day, let me just make sure we're here. Yeah, okay, we're barely positive today. Today is the 4th day of May. Yeah, Friday was the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Okay, today in the beans, we had 1 tick profit. In the Russell, we had 12 ticks profit. Gas, we didn't trade. Crude. Sure, Robert. Yes, Dwayne's things. Zones do rock. Minus 17 on crude today. We got killed on crude. Gold, we made 2 ticks. And euro, we were plus 5. And that is 62.50. Today it took us, what did it take us? 35 minutes and 6 trades. And we're at 122.50 at the time. And we took a total of 5, 10, 15, 17 trades today. Alright, so in the 2 days traded so far, we have made a gross profit of $335. Let me do this too. We have made a gross profit of $335. If you applied an $8 commission to all the trades we've taken 30 trades so far, you'd have a net profit of $95 with an $8 commission, or $185 with a $5 commission. Right, that's for 2 days traded. On the year so far, we're up $19,722.50. We've traded 82 days. That gives us a gross average daily profit of $240.52. Okay, that's where we stand on the month of May, the 2 days traded so far in May. We had $5,217.50 profit last month for 21 trading days. Okay, so that went in here. Now we're starting with May. Our average monthly